So it ends going on a little river, there's a trail that goes along the river a little ways, and it goes kind of cold too. So this is normally what happens when you come up to a little rapids or ripple, is it gets like shallow. Now in a canoe race, we normally take this opportunity to get away from whoever we're with. Because you can kind of see how the waves are getting bigger, so you feel more pressure against your paddle. So what's happening is the canoe is interacting with the bottom, and it just creates some kind of pressure dynamic. I'm not sure exactly how it goes. Normally what we do is, I'm going to scooch up. Normally the bow normally comes up, so you can counteract that bow coming up by scooching forward, but you can stay where you're at. And then what you do is you want to look for the V. Like we're pointed directly to the V. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like a flat spot. Yeah. Okay. And you can see ripples down below, but as we get closer, it'll be a V, right? The tip of the V, and that's usually where you get most of your water. So if you go to the left or the right of where we're at, then you probably hit bottom. Okay. And so this stream to the left, that's Queens Run. So this is where our property to the right and back is, well, we don't own right along the river, but we own back a little bit. So from the house we own, you can actually walk down the creek and then walk down along the creek and get to this point. So, perfect place to put in a boat and paddle upwards, because the jet skis come up here, but it's really not a problem. I'm going to grab a drink while we're here. So normally you can take water on here if it's a lot of waves, but this isn't that bad. So sometimes it's a good idea to slide back once you're in the big waves so you don't get too much water over the front. Here's a little pier to the right. See this little log? That's part of the dam. There's actually a mini dam here. You can kind of see some leftover logs. So this is part of the canal system. So what they did is they had a dam across here, and the boats would go to the left into a lock system. And like over on the other side of that green area, there's like a dip. That was the old canal. So they would keep water in there. And there would be like a lock system, so boats that were coming up could, have 3 or 4 levels of lock. So right here, this is what's kind of tricky. Now this water is deep enough that you can probably not have to worry about the rocks. But, like, see how glaring that is up there? You can't really tell where the rocks are until you're almost up on top of them. So let's see if we can pick our way through. I think I'm going to go, like we're heading, let's go in between these two. You see the two coming up ahead about 50 feet? So we'll go right in between these 2 big rocks. Looks like we're doing good, straight ahead. But now you can see them a little more easily, right? So there's one directly to the right. Now it's almost enough water. Yeah, we might have scraped it a little bit. But you have to kind of keep your eye out because it's blocking part of my view. It's not your fault. Let's go out just a little bit. I see a couple more coming up like that. Right? I think this is a good line. You see that big one to the right there? See, if we wouldn't have come over left, see, that would take us into the shallow. Now coming upstream, we've had races where we start at the bottom and come up. This would be pretty tricky going upstream because you almost have to, you're gonna miss it. That's what you gotta. There's another one here. Let's go to the right. And this boat's made out of Kevlar, which is pretty darn tough. And not too worried about it. So the boat construction, fiberglass, or plastic, I guess, is the least expensive and the heaviest, and the most durable. But the hulls can't really be made too efficient just because of the material. And then you got the fiberglass, which is made like this, where you have a mold, you lay it up on a mold, and then finish it out with gunnels and stuff. And then the next level is a carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is a lot stiffer, and you can also make them just a little bit lighter. So stiffness, when you're trying to go really fast, is pretty important. But the problem is, you hit a rock, you tend to put a hole in more than a lot of times a hybrid or laminate between mostly carbon, but maybe a thin layer of Kevlar is a pretty good mix. Yeah, we're still recording. Good. You might see an eagle. I think up above those might be. I don't know what they are. I mean, they don't look like turkey buzzards. But you're doing pretty good for not being in a boat for a while. To be honest, I've only been in a boat like twice this year. When I start training with like humming, we usually paddle nearly every day, so this is good. I'm going to start doing more of this. So you can see this is what I call this red hill, see kind of pinkish rocks. Known for the copperheads. Okay, this next buoy I'm going to put in where this pontoon boat is, basically, in there. That'll be over 12 miles. So if you want to got it in you, we'll come back up and turn around after that'll be 12. And then if you want to do 20, we can come back up and do it again. In a second, lower. I have a YouTube channel with about 300 some videos. Mostly are unedited, but I just do like we did here. I just turn the camera on and go paddle and then upload it to YouTube. But I've got a lot of people that have their favorites, and they watch them all the time. But I got to get up to 1,000 subscribers though, so maybe you'll help me, with all your social media contacts. Because YouTube doesn't pay until you get 1,000. Right. I got 300 some. But I gotta work. I gotta. If I edited them and talked through them like I'm doing here, I probably could get more people interested in construction. That's why I'm really excited that I did all those videos, because now I can. At some point, AI is going to be able to edit the videos and make a new video. That's going to be cool.
I don't think the college does a good enough job of advertising what's available in terms of nice builds in the area around the college. So videos like that is something that definitely helps pass around.
But yeah. Well, Cumming has the outdoor leadership.
That program right here is actually pretty well funded, but ours is not quite that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Almost non-existent, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's tough because it was an outing club at RIT, but it was run by some of the juniors and seniors, and it kind of it was really hard to keep going because. But you get some really good organized people that keep all the camping gear and skis and everything in good shape. But then, like when I was there, I think the outing club was running for 10 years or so. And there really wasn't that much. I mean, it was pretty awful stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, it was basic. You could borrow a tent, and for camping. But you really need somebody like yourself and Kat, like full time, and that's kind of what you do. You kind of manage it, make sure things are put away and repaired. And Hut. Hut. When they did the flood control, the dike, they put in a lot of cave and they tore down a lot of houses, so they bought people out. And, but in a couple places, because it had historic value, they actually raised up the house. And this one, last one down here on the right, this house, that's what they did. They actually, dug out the foundation, put I-beams underneath, and actually jacked up, I think, about 10 feet. And they put the basement back in. That big stone house on the right. These other houses, I guess, were high enough above the floodplain hut that it was okay. But I don't see that much of a difference. But anyway, evidently before they raised it up, that house was quite a bit lower. But, probably. Bring it down a little bit further, although I'm trying to be strategic because I got to come back up and retrieve it. So I'll probably just walk across the yard, come down here, and just wait out. So, hang on a sec. Actually, can you grab me that yellow ball? And you toss it back here. Tie on this weight here. Guess I didn't need all this rope after all. Pretty shallow. See that work? I think I'm going to pause this camera here. Put that on backwards.